How did you become a marketing and forex genius? How did you get into that?
Well, what is forex? What is that?
Well, that's a good question because I know a lot of people have always heard about forex, and they have this preconceived notion of what they believe forex is. And I always tell people, for one, guys, we live in an information age where it's almost impossible not to know anything if you have your phone in your hand. So you always want to do your due diligence. Know what no one says, even me. Go do your own research. Don't assume because you want to be educated on anything that's going on, especially when there are people making money. Forex is literally $6 trillion per day trading in the market.
Wow.
Now, what is forex? So I can make it real for most of you. If you ever been out the country, or you understand every country has their own currency, that when you go out the country, let's say for example we go to Europe, you have to exchange your country's currency, for example us, USD, for their country's currency. Because I promise you, if you're a European came out here and gave you change in euros, you're going to look at them like they're crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So what they do is when they get to the airport, they exchange their currency for our currency.
Okay.
Now what forex is that controls the exchange rate between and the value between what is euro value compared to a United States dollar or any currency at that. So forex has been around for 500 plus. It's been around for 500 years, and a lot of people still know what forex is. And the crazy part, guys, is we're not even educated on it. So I don't blame you for not being educated, but I do blame you for staying ignorant. So you want to educate yourself, guys, because like I said, $6 trillion a day. There are people making millions and millions of dollars, and to just be ignorant to a situation where people are making millions of dollars from their phone without even knowing, having to go have a job, being able to multiply your money, is crazy. So you definitely want to take advantage of it, guys. It controls every single currency in the world, so you definitely want to put that in your lifestyle.
Wow, you said a mouthful, Brandon. So we're gonna have to pump the brakes and slow it down a little bit.
Okay.
For those, for our listeners, for those like myself who's not very educated as to things of that nature. You know what I mean?
No problem.
Right.
What I do want to know is with forex being around for so long and having such a healthy history, why is it? I'm not gonna say it's like avant-garde, but is it something new to some of us? That are we just now finding out about it? Has it been a hidden secret?
Okay, that's a good question. So what happened was forex, before the internet existed, you couldn't even participate in forex unless you had like a certain income.
Okay, you couldn't even participate. So when did that shift? When did that change as to when
the internet, like maybe around like 19, don't quote me on the year, but it was very recent when we can actually get on the internet.
Was it? Do you think that Obama has something to do with it?
I wouldn't say Obama. It was way before Obama.
It was before Obama.
It was way before Obama.
Okay.
But once the internet started being introduced, now people like us consumers were able to actually start participating in the markets where we can start learning. And it was two things. One, it was now that we can trade online, and two, information about forex has been online. Because back in the day, if you wanted to get some information, you had to go over to the library.
And go on microfiche.
Exactly. So I really think YouTube and Google changed the game.
How is foreign exchange different from stocks? And when you go on YouTube, they're always telling you to invest in stocks. And
that's a really good question.
Right.
So stocks, the U.S. stock exchange only deal in the U.S. for one. The forex market is the entire world. Two, the forex market deals in currencies. The U.S. market deals with like companies. So the best way to give you the big difference between what the stock market and the forex market is outside the currencies is that, let's say that we're dealing with sports. Everyone loves sports.
Right.
If you purchase shares in sports, you have some type of ownership. So that's stocks.
Okay.
Shares and stocks.
So shares and stocks, that's ownership.
Yeah, that's ownership. So like, for example, you get shares for Apple, that's ownership.
Okay.
Now, what forex is, the best analogy is, let's say it's Giants versus the Patriots.
Okay.
And you enter a temporary contract to bet against one team against the other.
Okay.
Wow.
So in forex, we're betting euro against the USD or vice versa, or Japanese yen versus the USD. So you're not owning the currency, but you're having a temporary contract where you're betting one currency against another to win. Now, is it
like algorithms?
It's algorithms,
okay.
and the market moves a certain way, and the best thing, you can make so much money in forex, but it's gambling if you're not educated. So a lot of people, what they mess up is they'll rather they'll put their money in the markets without being educated, rather just pay someone or pay some company or pay for some type of academy
to market
to
it
educate them on how to trade. So Forex can be very lucrative, but can also be very risky if you don't know what you're doing.
Okay.
Wow. So let me ask you this before we go to a commercial break.
Okay.
My history, my background is in banking and finance. I started very young in banking and finance, right? Okay. I used to work for State Farm Insurance and Allstate, and one of my primary functions was to grab people to bridge them over to what we call the exclusive financial consultant, who had a Series 6 and 63 license that would help them build their wealth portfolio.
Exactly.
And that was, stocks and trades and things of that nature. So are you saying that with this new Forex thing that eliminates that person and I can do it directly myself?
Absolutely.
Okay.
So
a
lot of people been getting over. Oh, you want to go back to commercial?
Yeah, I want to come. I want to visit that, and then I also want to because I have the Acorns app and I have the Robinhood app.
I do too. I got the Acorns.
I want to talk about Acorns. I want to talk about Robinhood, and I want to talk about those versus Forex.
Okay, perfect. I would love to. Sounds good.
All right. So,
Absolutely.
Guys, stay tuned to Ace of Spades Radio, IBNX Radio Network,
Ace of Spades
Atlanta's
Radio.
NX 100. Hey, we get into the money today, guys. Money, power, respect.
The way that I wanna live. It's my life. I can do just what I feel. It's my life. Nobody can tell me what to do. It's my life. 'Cause what I'm doing for you now. Don't get me wrong, I'm really not suit. Ego trips is not my thing. All these strange relationships really gets me down. I see nothing wrong. Everybody's talking all this stuff about me. Why don't they just let me live? Tell me why. I don't need permission. Money,
Hey, yo, my whole clique bout it. We take yours while you pout about it. Truck, step out, wanna crowd around it. You can see me on Optimum TV. I'm in your bathroom, turn the light out, scream, Bloody Mary. 1, 2, 3. Chic ain't your usual friend, but I can set you up like Heisen, walk straight at the end. I'm done with ice and charms. I'm trying to ice my whole casket when I'm gone. Pull up with class on the dawn. Once I meet him, I greet him. Kiss his feet for freedom. Tell him thank you, Lord. Cause on earth I was getting bored. Now resurrect me back to this cat called sheep. So I can make this album, get back the cats that's weak. 230, 6'2". Me buds for you, that's like a cat versus a pit bull. Gun, no flip bull. Keep hunger and plan for the future. Cause you figure you gon' be older way longer than you gon' be younger.
key to life. Money, power, respect, what you need in life. Money, power, respect, we'll be eating right. Money, power, respect, you can sleep at night. You'll see the light. What's the key to life? Money, power, respect, what you need in life. Money, power, respect, we'll be eating right. Money, power, respect, money, power, respect, money, power, respect. What's the key to life?
Only time to tell how the clock ticked. I really love hair, but I'm still a hostage. Two personalities, check the posture. Smoke out the mouth, flare out the nostrils. Thinking death, the life seems scary. I pass the graveyard, seeing people here married. I ain't chillin' till I'm out parachuting. Race my man in mountain climbing for about 10 diamonds. 25,000 apiece, forget streets. Trying to own the island, forget about wildin'. Try riding in the car that be gliding. If I showed you where I live, you would think I was hiding. Sling bricks, the chicks that don't speak English. Wake up in Trinidad, like touching them rich. Come back, private jet, live on set. If you can spit gold, I can spit baguettes.
Money, power, respect, what you need in life. Money, power, respect, we'll be eating right. Money, power, respect, you can sleep at night. You'll see the light. What's the key to life? Money, power, respect, what you need in life. Money, power, respect, we'll be eating right. Money, power, respect, money, power, respect, money, power, respect.
Nothing but the hotness whenever we drop this. Monotonous for y'all to keep hating, cause y'all never gon' stop us. I keep my rock spotless and my girls topless. Take time, try to figure out who the locks is. Fear no one, kick rhymes like Shogun. You scared to blow one, get robbed with your own gun. If I don't respect you, I'ma check you. And if I don't kiss you, I'ma peck you. Right before I wet you, I sneeze on tracks and bless you. I'm special, and if you like working out, then I'm gon' stretch you. Hustling is dead, but we still get red. Serving spots in the bakeries to give back bread. And y'all said my money spent, but it's an event. So when the feds come, the dogs can't get a cent. And my story, self-explanatory, that I'm the hottest thing on the street, and y'all ain't got nothing for me.
What's the key to life?
Yeah.
Money, power, respect, what you need in life. Money, power, respect, we'll be eating right. Money, power, respect, you can sleep at night. You'll see the light. What's the key to life? Money, power, respect, what you need in life. Money, power, respect, we'll be eating right. Money, power, respect, money, power, respect, money, power, respect.
This is a beat that I can freak and just drop the rails. Bless us up with the ill. Know my skills. X from the grills. Hit 'em up, split 'em up, wet 'em up, and watch 'em come. Get 'em up, shut 'em up. When you do dirt, you get dirt. Trick, click, step back like I did work. This ain't no bluffing game. You think I'm playing? Till you land? To where the junkyard decaying? Mom's at home praying to coming home, but you not. 'Cause you sitting up in the trunk, starting to rot. And the hell is hot, no, because I'm here now, baby. It's going down, baby. Get the 4 pound, baby. And let off up in the. Especially if you think he bigger than my mother trigger. Can I get my? Is it gone? DMX representing one
Key
time
to life.
song.
Money, power, respect, what you need in life. Money, power, respect, we'll be eating right. Money, power, respect, you can sleep at night.
Money, power, respect. What's up, good people? Light and love to you. It's Gypsy LaFleur here, Ace of Spades Radio, only on IBNX Radio Network, Atlanta's NX 100, baby. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in and being a part of our life and our show today. All right, real quick, I need to shout out to my little sister, my cookie, Ty. She's trying to listen to the show. Okay,
Ty.
so for anyone listening or having difficulty getting to the show, you can find us on Facebook, Ace of Spades with a Z, Ace of Spades Radio, okay? Or go to IBNX Radio Network on Facebook. We are on the Atlanta's NX 100 station, which is the top 100. And look for Ace of Spades Radio. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel so that every Saturday from 2 to 4 when we are on, it will just automatically pop up on your Facebook. All right, so shout out sis. Shout out also real quick to my mini kings and my queens, my babies. You know who you are. Getting back to you, Brandon. Follow Brandon, CEO Brandon,
Right.
BRANDEN
Facts.
on IG. Before we jump into the questions that we left off with, I wanted to just backtrack real quick because I'm real big on foundation and I'm real big on upbringing. What did money look like and feel like for you growing up in your household? Did you get an allowance? Did you get a debit card?
Well, I would say this. I love my parents, by the way. But I definitely didn't grow up in a wealthy situation. But I did grow up in a healthy situation. So, wealth is not always health. But, there's a thing about your parents, they give you love advice. And, sometimes love advice doesn't mix with financial advice.
Ooh.
Wow.
And so I love my parents to death. But, they were like giving me advice that, now I look hindsight, it was like probably wasn't the most, it was probably like, it was a typical parent, get a job, go to school, get a better job, retire, get a mortgage, live in that mortgage, and then try to sell that one day. And that was literally like advice I'm pretty sure a lot of people are familiar with. And that's most people's perspective on money. And, I was growing up, I went to school, I did everything my parents said, I got a job, I went to school for videography. And, I worked for 107.9 Ricky Smiley Morning Show.
Hey, shout out Ricky Smiley
Yeah,
Morning Show,
my boy.
107.9.
Shout out to you, Ricky. But, and it was a great situation. I enjoyed it. And I love videography, and that was my passion. But sometimes you got, I think it was T.D. Jakes that said you got to separate the money from the mission.
You have to do what now?
You got to separate the money from the mission.
Okay.
So a lot of people, they try to infuse their passions with their income, and sometimes it don't work out, and so you're struggling for no reason. So I started, learning and changing my perspective. I started doing network marketing, and that kind of changed my perspective on money. And then after that, I started making my own businesses. So I still do network marketing. I still run my own businesses, but there are two key formulas that really changed my life.
Okay.
One is, this is the perspective most people have of money. They look at money like this. They're individual multiplied by time equals income. So where they're going to put their time at equals their income.
Okay.
8 hours a day, 40 hours a week, so on for the rest of their life until they retire.
So
if
that's
they're retired.
so where I come from, that's called the 40-40-40.
The 40-40-40 plan.
You work 40 hours a week for 40 years of your life, and you retire on 40% of your income. Seriously?
Exactly.
Yes,
That's a big scam, but guess what?
American dream.
American dream. And here's the thing. If you don't plan your life will plan 40-40-40 plan for you.
Wow.
So let me change your perspective on how you make money, because a lot of people think my income is like too good to be true. And it really is if you're using that formula.
What is your income, real quick?
Just give or take maybe 30 to 50,000 a month residually.
Okay, you guys hear this? We're talking to a young man. How old are you?
I'm 32.
32 years old, who's bringing in $30,000 to $50,000
on
a
a
month.
residual
on
basis.
a residual basis.
Yeah.
Break that down for me, please, brother.
So
I think I need my pen and paper.
Let me change your perspective on how you make money, and then you're gonna change.
Wow, that's amazing.
The rules apply different when you change your formula. Like anything, like when you do food, if the ingredients change, it tastes better. There's different ways to make food. There's harder ways and there's easier ways. So I'm gonna give you the easier way so you can make 10, 20, 30, 100, $200,000 a month. So I'm gonna give you two ways. One is value, and the income is in the value. If you, and this is very simple, guys. The money is in the value. If you provide value, you create income. So this is my formula behind it. Value multiplied by people equal income. I always tell people, try to think of it like a cell phone bill. You pay your cell phone every single month, and you barely talk to your cell phone company. But you would wrap that $100 that you're paying a month is so insignificant to the value that you're getting for your phone that's one of the most biggest priorities of your life. Create a product or become affiliated with a product that can be a priority in someone's life, to where, for example, you have a service for $100 a month. You find 100 customers that see that as a priority that you're offering. That's $100 times 100 people equals $10,000 a month. 100 people in a world full of billions of people is nothing. So 250 customers is what, like $25,000 a month.
Yeah.
Now, $25,000 a month for 250 people paying you $100 a month for some type of product or service that you have or you become affiliated with seems much easier than spending 10, 20 years trying to find someone to pay you that same income. It's very unrealistic to me for someone to pay you $25,000 a month for your time. But it's very realistic to have 250 people, 100 people, for example, paying you $100, that little insignificant money, if you can provide more value than $100.
Wow.
So you should provide if you can provide more value than $100, you can be rich. And
So
it ain't
that's-
hard to do that.
So that goes back to one of our famous billionaires, J. Paul Getty.
Mm-hmm.
One of his famous quotes is, "I would rather make 1% of 100 people's efforts than 100% of my own." Is that what you're saying?
Well, that kind of. So that's I love that quote, but it's a little different. So that we can go into that next. So that's leveraging people's time. That's another thing that's really big. A lot of you guys just leverage your own time and try to create income. I'm in network marketing. A lot of people look down on network marketing. That's not the only way I make my income, but I always tell people you don't have to pick when it comes to income. You just make all the income that you want. So it's not like a job. You can. I make money in Forex. I make money marketing my own product. I make money in network marketing. I make money everywhere. So what I like about network marketing, for example, is called group economic wealth. And what group economic wealth is when you can be a part of a group of people that share the same goal, and you can refer them to whatever product or service that you're both pushing, and whatever they're doing as far as bringing customers in, they're benefiting, but you're benefiting also from their time.
That's not pyramid?
And see, that's the thing. A lot of people think pyramid, but you got to think about it like this. If you work a job, when you consider that a pyramid, if someone had to
is at the top.
It's not about the top. Let's do this. Forget the top part, because that's imaginary. Because think about it. If I refer you, you think I'm at the top, but what about the person that put me in? Will not they be at the top? Will someone else be at the top?
Just rotate.
That does not exist, and that's what keeping people a lot back, because they thinking in a crowd mentality. When you got to think about it like this: if this person put you on, and in order for them to create income and wealth, they have to help you.
Right.
But you don't want to make no money at the same time.
That
sounds kind of silly to me.
That is crazy.
It does.
So I always tell people,
like
if there's nothing illegal, first of all, you can't go to jail referring people to a product or a service. So let's just take that away. But if the company that you're a part of is willing to pay you to share it with someone, why would you not want that? And you got to think about it. That's like you go into a job interview and this person puts you in, and they came in first, so they're what they call it a pyramid. That sounds crazy. That's imaginary that someone's at the top. But I love it because in group economic wealth, in order for me to make money in this business, I got to make sure that you make money.
Absolutely.
And you make money, and you make money.
So you have to reach back and help.
Yes, because without you, I can't make money. So that's what I like about the group economic wealth. So I always tell people, like, a lot of people might not have an idea on how to make money, or an idea on the product, or idea on the service. They don't have the capital to create their own service. But you can start from like network marketing or affiliate marketing. So you can even be an affiliate of Amazon or affiliate of eBay or anything. There's so many, all these companies. Think about this: when Uber Eats first came out, what was the first thing that people was doing? They were referring all their friends, because they wanted that $20 discount. Imagine you treated your income like you was hungry.
Absolutely.
That's what the company. The only difference is these network marketers are paying you for. Imagine every time you referred your friend to Uber Eats, that's the product, and you got the $20 discount. And every time your friend refers someone, you got $10 also.
Oh my God!
That's simple. It's that
I've
simple.
gotten so excited because I'm the type of person. Anybody who knows me, who's listening, knows that I am like the resource queen. Like anything that I know that can help someone or benefit them, I'm the first to call you, text you, and I don't get anything from it. I just love helping.
Exactly.
So I always think about, like, yesterday I was at Starbucks on Ponce, right? So I got the free drink Friday. I'm posting up. I'm like, go to Starbucks. But Starbucks just gave me a free drink, but they're gonna make money off everybody I just mentioned. Going, and I only got the free drink.
This business model has been around for a long time. The only difference is
so why can't I maximize that? Because you know your network is your net worth, right?
Exactly.
So if this is my network, yeah, surely I want to make money off of it. I want to profit off of it, right?
Exactly.
But what I wanted to ask you was, if somebody sign up for the courses that you offer, and they don't have no college degree or nothing, how long do you think they can start making money or by learning it? How long do you think it would take?
Well, let's take college out the equation. Because does it take a college degree?
It doesn't take a college degree.
That's why I wanted to know from people out there who think that things are so
mentality.
hard. Some people don't do stuff because they think it's so perplexing. It's only for people who went to school or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
you see, so I want to leave this. Most people that is looking at this, a lot of people are everyday working people, like he said, making 40.
And they think they have to go to school, create this big debt just to make an income.
A lot of
which is
people think
backwards, because then you come out of school in debt. So you're already behind the eight ball. Anywho, go ahead, Brandon.
So first I want to get into the part where you said, a lot of people are afraid to do things and think it's hard.
Right.
I always tell people there are two types of failing. There are two types of people who deal with failing. So, for example, most people when they fail, they associate it with losing.
Right.
I associate failure with experience. And so when you associate your failure with experience and you use your circumstances as a reason and not an excuse, that's the only way you can move forward. So you have to fail early, fail often, fail forward. So a lot of people are so afraid to even start because they're afraid to fail because they associate failing with losing, that they don't understand. Without failing, you don't experience it. Right now, the relationship you in today, that successful relationship you in today, is because of the failing relationship that you went through.
Absolutely.
What you like to eat, how you cook, everything about you, who you are today, is based off failures.
Absolutely.
So why would your business be the same?
Right.
Me being here today, CFO of Ace of Spades Radio,
Right.
my brother, CEO of Ace of Spades Radio, is a result of me failing forward and upward.
Yes.
Thank you.
Also, Henry Ford, he said to fail yourself forward.
That's it.
Fail
That's
yourself
what he
forward.
said, fail yourself forward.
You got to fail yourself
Absolutely.
forward. And that basically means that if you keep doing something repeatedly and you keep learning and you keep experiencing, you grow.
Absolutely.
Imagine not failing. Who would you be today? Who would you be today without any type of experience?
That's a
Your
great-
failure is who you are today. So if you're trying to figure out why you broke, you got to ask yourself, have I been failing enough? If you haven't been
Wow.
failing enough, that's probably why you broke. You're so afraid of what other people think that you don't have no income coming in. I don't care what people think.
So your failures don't define you, but they refine you.
Exactly. I
basically.
like that.
But
That's
the
how I
thing,
look at it.
But the thing about failure too is what you failing in. So like, say someone's in the street life and they're failing, but
Good
they're
point.
they're failing, in selling drugs or something, right?
Yeah.
So they keep going thinking that they can get better at it, and they like, well, my friend over here, he never ever get caught. You see what I'm saying? So that failure too has to be put to in a better perspective, right? Like towards
Change the vehicle. You got to change the vehicle sometime.
I like what you said right there, because this is the one thing. This is another big thing that people mess up at. People, even in business, and like you said, through the streets,
Right.
a lot of people try to learn through other people's experiences. Now, there's nothing wrong with looking and learning, but most people try to avoid failure by letting someone else fail and watching them, versus just because they're scared to go through it.
Right.
You can't, like a lot of people say, man, I want to learn first, but I'm gonna wait for my friend to learn first. I want to see how it
I
for
want to
them.
see how much money
That's
they're going
a
to
good
make.
point.
Right. And that's not how life works, and you
Yeah.
know it don't work that way.
Right,
So
right.
I'm confused, like how people think business don't apply towards real life.
Right.
Like you can't have a fairy tale situation and want real life results. You got to go through the trenches. You got to go through things. Like when you ask me how long it's gonna take, I always tell people, who cares? It might take you a month. It might take you a year. But guess what? How long is it gonna take you if you don't learn?
Absolutely.
That's
I
what matters.
love that.
Never.
If you don't start, you don't learn nothing anyway.
I love
And the
that
biggest thing that I talk to when it comes to older people is, I said, what's the main thing what's the one word that can describe your life and say regret? So my question for you is, do you want to, 20, 30 years from now, do you want to regret not trying something because you're afraid to fail?
Right.
That you
Right.
wasn't going to die from? That you only, look, when you fail, it's always good to fail. I want everyone to start associating failure with success. And once you start understanding that you can't fall in love with the journey, not the result. Like, for
Wow.
example, when you go and you got your license, what you do? I want you to treat that how you got your license like you treat your life. What you do, first you got a mentor. That mentor taught you how to drive. You were still terrified.
Right.
You still hit some bumps and
you got behind
some
the wheel.
curves. You got behind the wheel, and they had to let you go.
Oh.
But you driving still, but
Wow.
you got two hands on the wheel. Because you know what? You got places to go, so you can't be thinking about how afraid you are, because you got a destination to be at, right?
Absolutely.
Now, over time, when did you realize you got good at driving? You don't realize it. You know what happened? Because you're so focused on your destination that over time you got good at driving. So if you focus on where you want to go in life, over time, success is going to be like driving. It's going to become natural.
Wow.
But you can't do that if you're so afraid to get on the highway, you're afraid to get behind the wheel, or you're afraid to even get a mentor.
Wow.
Everything starts with failing. Fail early, fail often, fail forward. I cannot stress that enough. Don't allow your circumstances to be your excuse. Allow them to be your reason. The lack of time, the lack of money, the lack of people you know, the lack of friends, the lack of associations, the lack of network. None of that matters.
So let me ask you this then, Mr. Failure Engineer Expert. And I'm
Exactly. I love
How
failing.
many times did you fail to get to where you are?
I always
Because you're
tell
speaking
people-
like you're from experience.
I always tell people, when someone asks me, well, I've done this before. I said, cool. Fair doesn't have a number of times you do it. You just got to do it. I never keep track of it because I never really looked at failing. I just realized this is going to be a part of the game. So it's a part of the process.
So you never got into anything that just didn't work out.
If it didn't work out, I learned something from it, so it's always worked out.
Okay.
Videography, for example, I used to do it, and now I use those skill sets to do it, but it didn't make me rich. But that process helped me learned certain things, and now I know how to do videography now.
Wow.
But it didn't make me rich or anything, but I'm still happy I went through that process.
Let's talk about that when we come back, guys. We're about to go to a break. Thank you so much again, Brandon. We're going to revisit the idea about the Forex versus Acorns and Robinhood.
Okay, cool.
Ace of Spades Radio, Atlanta's NX 100, Gypsy LaFleur with
Ty
Life Games,
Spades.
Ty Spades who got the ace. Stay tuned, guys. We'll be right back.
Regardless of how it goes down, life goes on. Am I right?
On the way we shed some tears. Every day we sacrifice so we could be standing here. Oh, what a hell of a life. Been waiting so many years, and the future is bright. Now it's very clear that we gon' be rich forever and ever and ever. Oh, 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 we gon' be rich forever. Oh, 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 we gon' be rich forever and ever and ever.
I remember being blind to it, till the day I put my mind to it. Pen and pad on the dresser for me to fine tune it. I sat in the corner, made up my mind, do it. Def Jam on my heels, should I sign to it? $1 million advance for me to rhyme fluent. Every day I'm hustling on every corner booming. Back of the phantom, couldn't fathom I was such a student. Grandfather deal for the Godfather. Lucian Grange from the ghetto, I follow God's orders. And he told me I was rich forever. Then he showed me I was rich forever. They call me Mr. Roberts when I'm in the bank. Digits like the Dodgers when it come to Franks. Flossing out in Compton like I got a cake. Rosemo tried to fight it, but barely fade. White sheet, yellow tape, where your dog's at? Count $1 million cash, can you blog that? Me and shit tight, never exchange numbers. Wanna conversate and steal game from us. See the watch, now you wanna know the name of it. Never playing, so I went and got the frame flooded. Cartier, Hublot, I can name a dozen. Your shit's pushed back cause it ain't buzzing. Now these thugs actors all of a sudden. Tussle backwards all of a sudden. Can't talk snow where the south at. Your man got murked, but you squashed that. Hope you know what we call that. I think you know just what we call that. All you boys fall back. Big face, rolling rose gold, cost 40. Platinum 21, it's time to go and spoil shorty. You only live once, I'm screaming yellow in the VI. Time fly fast, ballin' with my GI. Ciroc, no glass, smiling women in my presence. Tall supermodels always fall in my possession. Atlanta housewives taking pictures in my section. But I only got a thing for young with aggression. Show me that affection that a D-boy craves. Rich forever in my D-boy ways. So dope, blue jeans, new J's. So dope by any means all day.
Been waiting so many years, and the future is bright. Now it's very clear that we gon' be rich forever and ever and ever. Oh, 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 we gon' be rich forever.
100 mil ain't enough. Got 100 women, gotta deal with it, love. Worth 40 M's, is he still dealing drugs? Cigarettes, speedboats, but he still with the thugs. Club live, Louis shots on a Sunday. Brandon even be legit one day. Order some more bottles, cause I'm on one. I know up, and she wanna, maybe come over. Stop dealing with them you need one soldier. Keep you as my forever. Cause you know it, rich forever.
Been waiting so many years, and the future is bright. Now it's very clear that we gon' be rich forever and ever and ever. Oh, 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 we gon' be rich forever. On the way we shed some tears.
Choose wisely.
Will I fall? Will I fly? Heal my soul, fulfill my high, cross my heart, and hope to die with my slide of devil's spine.
Count it up, count it up, count it up, count it, count it up, count it up, count it up, count it, count it up, count it up, count it up, count it. Yeah. Count it up, count it up, count it up, count it, count it up, count it up, count it up, count it, count it up, count it up, count it up, count it. I know that it's difficult. I'm stacking this paper, it's sort of habitual. I blow the residual and fucking your bitch like it's part of my ritual. Part of the visual, but money you give me a heart on a typical. I wanted it physical, $1 million I count up in intervals. Without it I'm miserable. Don't wanna fall off, so I'm all in my bag. Thinking God like it's biblical. I know it's gonna solve every problem I have. I ball on the principle. Remember the teachers is all on my ass. Now look all of them pitiful, and all of a sudden I'm so good at math. Count it up, count it up, count it up, count it, count it up, count it up, count it up, count it, count it up, count it up, count it up, count it. Can't take it when you die, but you can't live without it. Count it up, count it up, count it up, count it, count it up, count it up, count it up, count it, count it up, count it up, count it up, count it. Can't take it when you die. Uno, dos, tres, big bills, big bills. I fell in love with big wheels and quick thrills. My chicken running tip drills. Can't sit still. Don't give a f if it kills. It mixed well. I'm only counting big bills, big bills. I fell in love with big wheels and quick thrills. My chicken's running tip drills. Can't sit still. Don't give a f if it kills. It mixed well. I'm only counting. Uno, dos, tres, cuatro. Proceed with caution. I heard if you taste it, it only results in a hole in your heart. Good, I take the whole cake and I won't leave a portion. It's only an organ. Thank God mama couldn't afford the abortion. The loneliest orphan. I flip my misfortune and grow me a fortune. My rollie is scorching. Them niggas that hated it slowly endorsing. Not coldly important. My niggas beside me like Tommy and Martin. We ballin' your cotton. Then skate with your like we Tony your Harton. She don't need the garments. She horny from all of the money we countin'. Count it up, count it up, count it up, count it, count it up, count it up. Count it up, count it, count it up, count it up, count it up, count it. Can't take it when you die, but you can't live without it. Count it up, count it up, count it up, count it, count it up, count it up, count it up, count it, count it up, count it up, count it up, count it. Can't take it when you die. Uno, dos.
Will I fall? Will I fly? Heal my soul, fulfill my high, cross my heart. Egyptian Tasman, from 2 to 4 Saturday, we'll be rocking your way. Who got the ace of life games? From 2 to 4 Saturday, Egyptian Tasman, from 2 to 4 Saturday, we'll be rocking your way.
IBNX Radio Network, Atlanta's NX 100. Hey guys, I'm back. Gypsy LaFleur here, Ace of Spadez Radio. So you guys like my mask? This is so super cute. Thank you again, Mimi. Mimi's Closet and Boutique for my nice leather or faux leather, faux alligator skin winter mask. All right, so Brandon, we left off with talking about Forex versus Acorns and Robinhood.
Okay.
I have them. Do you recommend them? Am I doing good, a little bit of good, or do I need to switch over to Forex? And if so, what does that startup look like?
Okay. For one, Robinhood deals with stocks and options, and Acorn also. I definitely recommend doing it. It's always good to invest. I will never tell you not to invest. The big misconception is a lot of people don't realize that you can't really even day trade in Robinhood unless you have at least $25,000 in your account. So
What?
you got to have at least $25,000.
So what am I
day trade.
doing then?
I mean, you can hold it for a long time. You can do a little day trading, but it's very limited. Versus Forex, you can have any capital. You can start with $100, and you can start day trading. Another thing is, a lot of
So
people.
you're saying $100, I can start day trading with Forex.
Yeah.
That is what I wanted to talk about. That changed somewhere because I heard someone say that like years and years ago you couldn't start with the $100.
Yeah, that's
like
before we got access to online and consumers.
So
now
that's what's changed.
Yeah.
It's a lower starting so you can make money.
Yeah.
So it's not just catering to those with money already.
Exactly.
So I can take $100 instead of getting my nails done, instead of getting my hair done. I can take as what Chris says, a pay cut in my pursuit of pleasures. Instead of eating out, instead of frivolous spending, I can take $100. And you're saying I can start day trading in Forex.
Exactly. Now, like I always tell people, you still always want to be educated. So you want to put your money in education before you put your money into the markets, because the markets will tear you up. But
so put your money in the education.
What's cool about Forex, unlike stocks, is you can trade in the real market with something we call demo money. And so with demo money, you can trade in the markets, but you can trade with demo money versus your real money, and you can practice. And so once you're comfortable, a lot of people ask me, how much should I put in my
account? Monopoly money or something?
Exactly. But a lot of people, I always tell people, what you can't do with 1,000 times, you don't know how to do it all. So you want to keep, if you want, a lot of people are like, well, what if I win the trade? Well, if you can't consistently win, you don't be in the markets anyway. So you should practice, and you'll know when you're ready.
How long did they allow you to do this demo
You can do this forever.
Really?
Wow.
So I can start a demo and just start playing around with the play money.
Exactly.
And if I start winning.
So use the education.
Where do you go at to start the
just
demo?
go through a broker account. So there's different kind of brokers. You said, I actually have a free education site where I just give out free education, and it tells people like the basics of Forex. Like,
so I can't go on Forex.com and just do it?
I wouldn't recommend it.
Why not?
So, they don't have a good broker. That's the main place people go. So that's where people get trapped at. They don't have.
Because that's their own broker they're using, right? Forex's broker.
Forex is not an entity. For one.
Right.
It's a market. So that's like saying stock.com. It's not an entity. It's a marketplace.
Okay.
So I always tell people, like I said, I got a free course, so use on YouTube, but look for a good broker and start a demo account, and you can practice. But I always tell people, use the education, practice, and demo. You'll know when you're ready because you'll be getting good at it, and don't give up. This is literally printing money. This is the only way you can really just print money with no money, and it's a great way where, like, to the point where you can start making $500 to $1,000 a day one day, whenever you feel like. I'd be at the restaurant sometimes, and I just make $400 from my phone, and then use that to go ball out. Like, that's why I'm gonna go to a club right now. I'm gonna go to a club after this. I'm gonna make.
Where we going
money.
after this?
We're gonna go to get a little day party. I'm gonna make. Well, I can't make it right now because the markets are closed. So another thing, the stock market closes at 5 p.m. every day.
Yeah, I was gonna say. So how does that vary with Forex?
Forex open 24/7. Only time it closes at 6 p.m. Fridays, and opens back up at 6 p.m. Sunday, but it's open 24 hours in between the time.
You know what you're saying is so powerful, because if you're saying that you don't have to have a lot of money
or no money
to get
at all,
into this, then that means that there are a lot of people out there now who's working at jobs that don't pay a lot of money, make an hour wages. Burger King, people that's working in places like that can actually get in and
take time and learn. Yeah. And then I always tell people, this is baby steps. So everything's a process. The first process is going through education. You need using demo money to practice what you're learning.
So can we learn that from you?
Yeah. You can learn it from me.
And how do I do that?
So I'm going to add to my site today, actually, for you. So people that listen live, give me to the end of the day. I'm going to add a section called Learn Free.
Learn free. We're holding you accountable.
Yeah.
You heard it first,
So I'm gonna give out a
Spadez
free
Radio.
education class for those who want to just learn the basics for free, have that basic foundation. So they go to www.fx-social.com. Now, in that free academy, I'm going to recommend some different places you can go to after going to the free education, where you can have that in-depth education. And I got one company. I'm not mentioning the name right now. I put it in the education, but it's $99 a month. And what I like about it is that it's only $99, so it's less than your cell phone bill, it's less than your food bill, and you can learn a 7-figure education skill through that company, and they allow you to make your membership free by referring 3 friends that you can also learn with.
Wow.
So that's that group economics I was talking about, where it's much easier to learn with your friends than without them. Like I said, you can't watch your friends from the background and hope that when they learn, you learn. That's not how it. When they learn 2 or 3 years down the line, you're gonna wish you learned 2 or 3. You spent that 2 or 3 years learning with them. So you don't want to. You want to, like I said, I'm gonna offer free education for y'all. Just go to fx-social.com. But like I said, I'm gonna let you know, plug you in with some better places where it's gonna be more in-depth education.
Okay,
So-
we're gonna go to break real quick because you just gave me an idea that I
Okay.
want to challenge you on.
Right.
And thank you so much for dropping those jewels. We got
Absolutely.
CEO Brandon, guys. Stay tuned. I think I heard light skinned Bobby just pulled up, so he'll be
Light-skinned
joining
Bobby.
us soon. And stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Stay
It's
tuned,
Spadez
y'all.
Radio,
We'll be right back.
Atlanta's NX 100.
Jungle Boy.
Costa Rica, Costa Rica, Costa Rica, Costa Rica, Costa Rica, Costa Rica. She wanna get on the flight, I put that ass on the night. Pull up, I fuck on sight, then I pass her to the guys. Beat it like ice, I can see freaking eyes. Flip her, I rub on her thighs, she know I'm blowing her mind. She wanna get on the flight, I put that ass on the night. Pull up, I fuck on sight, then I pass her to the guys. Beat it like ice, I can see freaking eyes. Flip her, I rub on her thighs, she know I'm blowing her mind. Homecoming, I'm smoking exotic pack. She keep calling, she asking what honey said. Bro, don't trust you, you know that I'm falling back. All these diamonds, they dancing like acrobat. Stand on my word, I am absurd. Know that I'm fly like a bird. Fuck what you heard, you niggas nerds. I am the shit, you a turd. 50 bands for my bitch right across the coast. She wanna fuck on the board. Got a bitch touch on her toes. You know that paddock is gold. You know that paddock is gold. Pull up my fuck on your hoe. She wanna get on the flight, I put that ass on the night. Pull up, I fuck on sight, then I pass her to the guys. Beat it like ice, I can see freaking eyes. Flip her, I rub on her thighs, she know I'm blowing her mind. She wanna get on the flight, I put that ass on the night. Pull up, I fuck on sight, then I pass her to the guys. Beat it like ice, I can see freaking eyes. Flip her, I rub on her thighs, she know I'm blowing her mind. 50 bands for my bitch right across the coast. She wanna fuck on the board. Got a bitch touch on her toes. You know that paddock is gold. 50 bands for my bitch right across the coast. She wanna fuck on the board. Got a bitch touch on her toes. You know that paddock is gold.
It's that type of shit that make you goddamn do shit you ain't never done before. Yeah. No, I'm talking about you and you and you. Ha, fuck with my crew. Shorty super thick and I think she's Jamaican. Walked up in the club and you know I ain't playing. Know I gotta do it every fucking occasion. Shorty super thick so you know she get naked. I said I'm a rich nigga so you know I ain't faithful. Took her to the mansion and you know that I'm blazing. This the type of shit she wanna have a little baby. This the type of shit that make her have a little baby. I'm the type of nigga fuck her only in cases. I'm the type of nigga that she know she a player. I'm the type of niggas ain't taking no favor. I said, OG, I got exotic flavor. And when the lights out, you know that I saw. I said, fuck the police, got them pipes out. We got 2 twin bitches, bring them dikes out. I got 2 foreign bitches on a flight now. Shorty super thick and I think she's Jamaican. Walked up in the club and you know I ain't playing. Know I gotta do it every fucking occasion. Shorty super thick so you know she get naked. I said I'm a rich nigga so you know I ain't faithful. Took her to the mansion and you know that I'm blazing. This the type of shit she wanna have a little baby. This the type of shit she wanna have a little baby.
She want me to spin a key. Bitch, I'm doing 10 a week. She fuck with a cash kid. Cashed out on a play for lead. I wanna play patty cake. Smacking on both cheeks. I just popped the Adderall. Dick her down, no slow. Give her the dick, now she running from it. Bitch, this ain't no track meet. I just fucked your best friend. Now she tryna act me. I don't do no police. You would never cuff me. Bitch, I make the roster. You can never cut me.
Shorty super thick and I think she's Jamaican. Walked up in the club and you know I ain't playing. Know I gotta do it every fucking occasion. Shorty super thick so you know she get naked. I said I'm a rich nigga so you know I ain't faithful. To the mansion and you know that I'm blazing. This the type of shit she wanna have a little baby. This the type of shit she wanna have a little baby.
People, it is Gypsy LaFleur, nevertheless, always the more, back with Ace of Spades Radio, live on IBNX Radio Network, Atlanta's NX100. So we just been blessed with light-skinned Bobby. He's in the building. Pause, guys. We're going to get to him in a moment because, you know, he loved the ladies, giving me all these summer vibes in here. Guys, it's autumn.
Right.
How you going to bring me summer vibes in autumn? Yo.
He's a fly guy.
He said summer year-round. Hey, man.
We love your energy. We love it.
We love it. We're going to get to Light Skin Bobby in just a moment. We're going to finish up with our CEO, Brandon, over here making those 10 figures bigger. You know? So let's finish up with talking about the Robin Hood and the Acorns. And I just want to make my money bigger. So I want to know how I can do that.
Okay, so you basically, we already talked about, you know, the difference between the stock market and the forex market. But the biggest thing, like I was telling you guys, is that, you know, in the stock market, you need way more capital. So the forex market, you need less capital, but like you don't want to go into the forex market uneducated. Everything is baby steps. So you want to come in, get some education. Doesn't matter what you go through. You can go through an online class. You can go through a mentor. You can go through anybody. You can go through me even. Like I said, I'm going to give a free class, so you can go through that even. I have people who actually learn through the free class and just kind of expand upon it by just doing more research. But once you go through that free class, you want to do demo account. And then once you feel comfortable, throw like $200 or $300 in the market, build it, but be conservative. And then one day you're gonna get to the point where you can be making full-time income. Like I got friends who make $3,000, $5,000 a day, and they trade 30 minutes a day.
Wow.
So it doesn't. It's once you get good at trading, you can do the same thing over and over for 30 minutes a day, and all at that point it just depends on your capital. So you might come from humble beginnings where you were making $2 a day, $5 a day, $10 a day. But if you can do $10 a day, you can do $10,000 a day because it depends on your capital at that point. When you start at a $100 account, you're making $10 a day. Now you got a $10,000 account. Now you're doing $500 a day. Now you got a $100,000 account, and then you're doing $10,000 days. So you know it's all about practice. And I always tell people, you know, please get out the way. Thinking about how long it's going to take or how hard it's going to be. You know, remember, failure is a part of the process. You know, I love failing. You know, there's two type of people in the world. It's going to be the people who associate failing with losing, but the type of person that you want to be who associate failing with experience, with growth. Wow. So do that. You know, get educated. You know, don't take forever. Don't be one of those people that say, you know, I should have started 5-10 years ago. You know, we've all been there. It doesn't mean that you're going to keep doing it over and over. So start today. Do some research. There ain't no reason that you don't know about anything. If you're ignorant towards something, pick your phone up. We live in information age. Just look it up. It ain't that hard.
Wow.
So that's all I got to really say. You know, you just practice, do it. Fail early, fail often, fail forward. Get out the way.
And plug your website one more time. How can we do that? And with this small amount of $100?
So start off with demo. Unless you don't care about spending $100, putting $100 in the market. I don't know your finances. But if you want to go through my free education class, like I said, I'll add it there. It's going to be www.fx-social.com. And I actually have a product that trades for you too. So I didn't even talk about that, but that'd be another thing.
Well, we'll have you back. Are you willing to come back on our show?
Anytime y'all want me to.
But when you go on the site, what do they need to leave when they go on the site?
I'm gonna have a section that's gonna say free. Just put in your name and email, and you're gonna have everything you want.
And how can we find you, Brandon? Because I ain't gonna say how we met, but how can other people find you?
Yeah, I ain't gonna tell you my address, but I'm somewhere in Atlanta. But if you want to follow me on Instagram, you can. It's gonna be at CEO Brandon with an E. You know, my mind is spelled with an O, unfortunately, so I gotta spell it out every time. So CEO Brandon with an E, BRANDEN. If you have questions and you don't have Instagram, you can email me at support@fx-social.com. And you know, you might catch me at the club somewhere. So one of those locations.
Atlanta is small. So.
Yeah,
I do
real small.
have one quick question for those older people who are listening, who want to make their figures bigger, but they're not tech savvy, and they don't know how to do that on their phones. What do you recommend for them?
The same thing I recommend young people: get educated. You know, there's nothing. You're never too old to learn something new.
Okay.
So you know, you're gonna spend another 10 years thinking about how you couldn't do something because you didn't want to look.
Right. Or get your grandchildren to do it, right?
That too, but I always tell people I had a 60-year-old lady, 70-year-old lady. They're both 60 and 70, and they said they just started their education last week.
Wow.
So you know, it's a mindset thing. It's like
a mindset.
It's nothing hard about anything. It's only hard because you don't know anything about it. So just do it. Just get out the way. Fail it. Fall in love with the failing process.
Wow.
Forget what other people are thinking. Stop being afraid to fall in love with people who already fell in anyway. And just do what you got to do for your own life, because ain't no one gonna care about your life more than you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. I appreciate everything that you gave to us today. Again, we're all about putting those positive, good vibes out. I'm gonna end on this note real quick, guys. I heard on something the other day that said that black people or melanated people have 1.3 trillion dollars in spending power.
Right.
That blew my mind. 1.3 trillion dollars in spending power. So the first thing I thought to myself was, where is our wealth? Where is our wealth?
I can tell you where it's at.
Where is it?
It's in all the other people's pockets because we spent $1.3 trillion on everyone else.
Mic drop. Boom. So with that being said,
Yes, exactly.
What he said.
And if a lot of people took the time out and they just let Facebook go for a minute and Instagram and just focused on your courses every day and day trading, it would be real good at making money.
You know, and this is going to segue right into Light Skin Bobby, because one thing I learned about this young brother right here is that he is definitely making his own paper, owning his own rights and his own label, publishing his own stuff.
Super important.
So that's really, really big, and that again adds to the wealth. So thank you, Brandon.
Facts.
We're gonna segue over to this other, making his figures bigger by his provocative music. A little provocative. It's his prerogative, baby. They call him Light Skin Bobby for a reason. I just want to know, where the heck is Light Skin Mike, Johnny, Ricky? Well, Ricky already light skin. Where the rest of the crew?
I'll be focused on light skin, but
Oh, you focus on self.
I work around self and family. That's it.
You know, because from what I'm learning about you is that, you know, you kind of played off of the fact that Bobby Brown was a very big influence in your upbringing, and the way you emulate a lot of his, you know, his provocative style and his genre of, you know, where he romanced the ladies, he loved the ladies. And so you kind of took that and made yourself Light Skin Bobby and made that a thing and made that hot.
And I can't even take the credit for it because for 25 years I was just Breon. You know what I'm saying?
You was Breon?
That's my government. It was one day in Miami. We was out there for Art Basel, like 2015, goddamn December. And they just wanted to put a name to it because they just knew when I come on stage, it's a lot of energy. The girls love me. We did a block party. 5,000 people came out.
Wow.
We stood on top of on sprinters and performed for 5,000 people in the streets of Miami.
Get out of here.
Once I killed that, and
it was over.
It was over with. I was Light Skin Bobby from that day to now, forever.
Wow.
You know
Who gave you the name?
One of my partners, I want to give him a shout out, CEO Ace.
Oh, that's love.
CEO Ace. Did he say Ace? Check it out.
Ace.
What's up, Ace? We love that.
I like that.
So when you were growing up, what were some of the songs that you were vibing to? What helped shape and mold your influence?
Nice and Slow by Usher. That's the song I sung at Apollo.
You was on the Apollo.
Yeah.
Hey,
I started early with this.
Yeah.
Started writing songs at 9.
Cause you have a baby face.
Started winning talent shows at 9.
What?
First place against grown people.
What
a lot of talent shows, trophies at the crib.
Wow. What song won you first place? What
Nice
did you?
and Slow
Nice
by
and
Usher.
Slow. Really?
Oh,
I
man,
was
that's
pushing,
a classic.
I was pushing Usher Nice and Slow more than he was pushing it probably back then.
Right.
Like for real, like that was my. And then Sweet Lady, like anybody that know Breon, they know him from being on the East Side, doing all the talent shows from Columbia High School talent show with Greg Street, in 6th grade, to Freedom Middle School, to Stone Mountain, to Stevenson. I'm a real Zone 6.
So you're an Atlanta baby.
Yeah.
But you have
Georgia Baptist.
Exactly,
you know what I'm saying?
But you have a major influence in Florida, huh?
And that's why I tell artists, like, you know, you don't have to stay in Atlanta. You got to get outside of Atlanta, build your name, build your fan base, then come back home and they appreciate you more. So I stay gone. I stay in LA.
Keep them wanting more.
We just got booked in Chicago, October 15th.
Wow.
So shout out LL Cool Grams for that one. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out LL Cool Grams.
Yeah, like we stay on the move. Therefore, when we home, you appreciate me more. No, you can't come at me with you can come to my club, but you gotta pay. No, we're not doing that. We gonna bring a situation when we come to the club. We gonna make it rain. We gonna bring
right.
Women,
The energy.
We gonna pop bottles.
Hey.
So you gotta treat me accordingly. You can't treat me like no other artist because I'm not just an artist. I'm a CEO.
Wow.
And I'm a man about my business. So if it ain't worth my brand or it's building my brand, I'm not showing up.
I like how you said self and family. Like, where you get those values from?
My mom. You know,
That's good.
Shout out, Mom.
Shout out, yeah.
It's me and my 2 brothers. She worked 3 jobs. She instilled in me hard work and dedication. Whatever you do in life, go hard and don't let nobody tell you that you can't do it. You know what I'm
Wow.
saying?
But I gotta know, like, how old was you when you really started, like, saying that you wanna, songwrite and?
It was 9, but I was like,
That's real,
from
yeah.
2 to 7, I was already performing in
Because you
That's
have
real,
beauty
roots.
salon.
It
Because your
was
family,
easy.
you have family in the industry, right? You grew up around music, or
Like, I grew up around music. Like, my cousins is in Travis Porter. Like, Ali and Quez are my cousins.
those are your cousins.
Yeah, Quez is my step cousin.
Shout out.
So it's like I grew up around the industry,
Mhm.
but that was in my teenage years.
Mhm.
Right.
And what y'all talking about, it wasn't nobody famous. We just knew everybody was talented.
Mhm.
And then if you put that hard work behind with the talent, you're gonna
Absolutely.
win.
Right,
You know
right.
what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So growing up, 7, 8, 9, 10 years old, I'm already in the studio trying to get my voice right, give me a vocal coach. Like, I always stay active with either sports or music, so it was either gonna be one of those.
Right, right.
Wow.
So I feel like my revelation came at 25 because, like, that was when I gave myself, like, if I ain't doing nothing serious with music by 25, I'm gonna go get me a regular job and just be a regular person. But when I
Wow.
did that and I got a regular job from 22 to 26, I had a regular job.
Doing what? What did you do?
I worked for the city of Avondale Estates.
Oh, in Decatur.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What did you do for
I
them?
cleaned up the whole city, like
Hey.
all that whole
Humble
city.
beginning.
Refrigerators, like
Humble
Determined.
beginning.
like in the
Determined to
garbage. Like I ain't ashamed. Like
But you was
they
the best
built-
garbage
they-
sweeper,
man,
cleaner
what?
upper.
Like if you walk
Yeah.
with me now, I might be the fastest walking individual you might walk with.
Yes.
I tell women you gotta hold my hand. 'Cause
Oh.
I was trained to walk fast.
I love
Right,
it.
We
right.
had to clean a whole city in a certain amount of time.
Absolutely. So
But-
would you say that molded to some of your success?
I mean, yeah, because it showed me that I couldn't be regular. Because
Absolutely.
while I'm doing that, they like, why are you here?
Right.
You too talented to be working a 9 to 5.
You know what? Let's go to break real quick, Bobby. I'm going to talk about that. I want to talk about your FPMG, Forbidden
Mhm.
Pleasure Music Group, and I'm going to get into the economics of that, okay?
Okay.
All right, Ace of Spades Radio, Gypsy LaFleur will be back in just a moment.
What's the crackin'? You already know who it is. Your boy Big Tuck, Freight Train Tuck, Astro World is 9 session. You understand? I'm the dean of this here. I got this.
Parked the days in and taking no days in. Yeah. Don't need a vacation, I need a replacement. Busting the lights out soon as we came in. Yeah. What are they talking about? What is pertaining? Yeah, yeah. Need me a therapist to ask if I'm aging. Is it me? Do you feel caved in? I am my demons invading. I live paranoid, hesitating. They biting the cadence. Go out their way, it's okay. Just like the girls at the basement. I gotta get with my face in it.
Brand new, this new place I got to. New world, new sky, that's so blue, it's black too. New growth, all these phases I outgrew. Blue bands, get my cash from drop through. Boy, you're too flash, keep the flash in the mood. I'm too cold, see my breath visible.
Yeah, icy cold, it is so icy cold. Yeah, mixing the water with cheese is making the money get mold. Yeah, trying to be like gang, you better go get it in vogue. Yeah, put 80 foes on lanes, I rob how you think it is spokes. We did it, we said it, we spoke. Yeah, we put it out, thought it was smoke. This 504. This is at home, right down the street from Alamo.
Open his eyes, don't mean it moving slow, even though speak out. Sprinkling methamphetamines on the leaves like the snow. But they soak. I'm a new species that swings on the road. Come to reach endless boat. Got springs like a toad. Suffer free in the toad. So I can drown like brown, white diamonds. Paris. Copy sound, Mike got 2 wings. Paris. Landing down, wind caught 2 wings. Time to scrape, lift the stage, 2 wings. Better pray, 2 wings. Brand new, this new place I got to. New world, new sky, that's so blue, it's black too. New growth, all these phases I outgrew. Blue bands, get my cash from drop through. Boy, you're
Too flash, keep the flash.
Tell me it's over again. He sending money again. Dummy again. He think gon' play him again. I did it once, I'ma do it again. He coming right over again. He gotta come again. He back in his feelings. He calling me just to come tell me it's over again. It ain't easy to leave, believe me. I'm a hood motivation just like Jeezy. Make a hood go to church just like Yeezy. Leave a rich, dead broke, free. Yeah, think of love and then I leave. Yeah, way I break their heart should be illegal. You are not the first one, this the sequel. Yeah, he keep coming back, he on repeat. Yeah, where that's drip. Ayy, way too good, I got him tweaking. Ayy, hit me up, can I see you this weekend? Ayy, on the low, he know that he been in his feelings. I don't give a fuck, I ain't got no feelings. Hit me up like who you been with? I've been chillin'. Plus she ain't paying no bills with him, so it's none of your business. He in his feelings, he called me to tell me it's over again. He sending money again. A dummy again. He think gon' play him again. I did it once, I'ma do it again. He coming right over again. He gotta come again. He back in his feelings, he calling me just to come tell me it's over again. It ain't easy to leave, believe me. I'm a hood motivation just like Jeezy. Make a hood go to church just like Yeezy. Leave a rich, dead broke, free. He calling again and went back to back like he got a twin. The key to my heart is writing a check, I might let you in. I told him to send me my money right now, I'm counting to 10. 1, 2, 10. He gave me both of the pins, want me to roll with the pins. Be talking about how we gon' close the chapter, but it's open again. He say I'm a jerk, I don't give a hurt. Even when I gotta come first, put him on block, but a don't work. In his feelings, I don't give a I ain't got no feelings. Hit me up like who you been with? I've been chillin'. Plus she ain't paying no bills with him, so it's none of your business. He in his feelings, he called me to tell me it's over again. He sending money again. Dummy again. He think gon' play him again. I did it once, I'ma do it again. He coming right over again. He gotta come again. He back in his feelings, he calling me just to come tell me it's over again.
Down to sleep. Yeah, I pray to Lord my soul to keep. Yes. I club, I got the keys. Yeah. Pull up, make all bleed. I got what I like overseas.
have a saying, and somebody may have said it first, I don't know, but I have a saying that, you know, I'm living my dream, not chasing my dream.
Right.
Because for me, I know when I'm lined up with my divine assignment, with my creator, everything chases and follows me. You know, people kill me when they say, "Oh, I'm on a paper chase." What you chasing? The paper should be chasing you.
Right.
But you mentioned you were reading the Hustle
50
Harder
Cent book.
by 50 Cent.
Hustle smarter, hustle harder.
Right. And what was it that you were saying off air that he said about being focused? And
Oh, he was basically saying that when he would go to the club, he said a lot of rappers and artists, he used to see their demise with their rap career because they always had to drink and get high to record, and then when they go to the club, they might have a meeting in the morning, they could never make it. He said with him, he said he never wanted that to be a crutch.
Right.
He said he never wanted to feel like I needed liquor or I needed drugs to you know, to record,
Right, to
make
perform.
good music.
Right.
So he said that real confidence comes from when you can, you know, do things. If Dr. Dre came in right now and said, "Hey, look, you know, I need you to record something now," he said, "What you gonna do?" Say, "Oh, I gotta go get some
Right.
weed.
So it's
I got to go
organic.
get some." Yeah,
It's like being
organic.
organic.
Right.
I get that, and I appreciate that. And going back to hustling
The
harder.
light skinned Bobby, you said that that's self control.
Yeah,
Really.
it's all about self-control and anything
Right.
you do. Music, family, you know what I'm saying? What you do as a 9 to 5, it's all about self-control. You can go to the club on Sunday and gotta wake up Monday. You gotta know your limit as a grown up. You know what I'm saying? Like I see people get wasted every day, but I'm around alcohol, all smoke all day. But I know how many blunts I can smoke.
Right.
I know how many bottles I can drink, and
So that
still be
means-
able to wake up 9 a.m. to get ready for whatever I gotta get ready
So
for.
for me to put the psychology on that, because I'm studying psychology and I am a recovery coach, you've not reached a level of it's called an invisible line of addiction.
Right.
Because there's a difference in being able to do that and not cross the line,
Right.
and a person being a full blown out addict.
Right.
So you've not crossed that threshold. Thankfully, you're blessed for that, because there are plenty of people who have and who do, and it does lead to their demise, right? So let's just make that distinction that, you know, being that you can do that, that's great, but there are some people who can't.
Yeah.
They can't touch it.
It's either
You
all
know,
or nothing.
and I'm one of those people, and I'm not ashamed to say that.
Also,
you know?
I want to say too that, you know, not people that drink. You know, we're not saying that you can't drink this, but if you can,
Just
you
know
know,
your limit.
you can
Just
have a
know
liquor
it.
bottle in your house and you don't have to touch it 2 or 3 days.
Exactly.
Then you know you
I
got
might-
self
I might
control.
buy 4 bottles at a time, and,
Yeah.
and 2 weeks later, people come
Exactly.
out like, "Damn, these the same bottles." Yes,
Absolutely.
it
That's
is.
control.
But
That's
a sick,
control.
but a person who's sick
It
and in
is.
suffering, they cannot do that. So we'll make that distinction and
Right.
put that out there. And thank you for sharing that. But let's talk about your hustle, because you are hustling real hard, light skinned Bobby. I mean, I'm really respecting your grind. I'm a very cosmopolitan person, and I like that you are too. You're not in a box. You can't be
Right.
boxed in. You're
Exactly.
moving and shaking. Some people who don't understand say, "Oh, you're all over the place." But for me, Jay-Z talks about multi-level focus.
Right.
I can do multi things. You can do multi things, but you're focused on something else. So let's talk about your dream team. Let's talk about them. Shout out to your dream team.
Shout out to
Shout
y'all.
out the whole dream team. I mean, it's basically consists of myself, D Fresh, TD, Jungle, Faded. We got Ralph Made It, Art, my engineer. I mean, you know, my family, my brother, my partner Danny. Like,
Aw,
we
you
a
getting
real
sentimental. He's
tight
like,
end
"Aw."
circle. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's
Right.
just certain people you put in your life to play their position.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And everything goes accordingly. Everybody knows their role. They bring their role to the table. It's just
Wow.
like a team. Like,
Yeah.
like when we go to the court, goddamn, I'm point guard. I'm gonna throw the ball to you.
Right.
You gonna make sure the center get the ball in the hole.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You gonna play defense.
Absolutely.
It's like everybody
Everybody's not
plays
trying
their
to put
position,
in-
and nobody trying to be bigger than the next guy.
Wow.
We know we got one
Right.
ultimate goal, which is billboards on the wall, touring. You know what I'm saying? Traveling the world, providing for our families, and just living a great
Well,
life.
how do you deal with that? I mean, we're human. People are fallible. Egos are going to get inflamed. People are going to rub people the wrong way. They're going to say things. How do you handle that? You have to be the center of all of this.
I'm a good person of character and auras and energy. I'm real big on that. So like when I walk in the room, my energy is gonna bounce off your energy. So if I feel like you having a bad day, I'm gonna be standoffish. I'm not gonna talk that much. I'm just gonna observe my whole, you know what I'm saying, surroundings or whatever. But when I get good energy and the vibrations, like you got the light, the candle lit.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? The good vibrations
Aromatherapy.
bouncing off the wall. It's gonna make me talk and be myself because I'm
Right.
naturally a talker. I could sit here and talk to you all day, but when I feel bad energy, I I shut down and I be real quiet and I just observe just because now I'm on the defense mode. Like, what's up? What's going on?
Are you a spiritual person? Are you spiritual?
I'm spiritual naturally because my grandma, my great grandma, they was real into the church.
Right.
And I'm not gonna sit and say I was at church every Sunday, Sunday school, none of that.
Well, that's religion.
I jumped into the choir here and there, and I understand God is real just by things that have happened in my life, and I got out of it. I was just thinking about one time I was in a house that got like home invasion. I'm in the back getting my hair braided, and everybody in the front room got robbed for their phones, wallets. They didn't even come to the back. That's only God.
That is
that's
God.
God. Yeah.
That just
This
gave
the
me
type of
chills.
shit happening in Zone 6. Like, I'm in a home invasion in the back room getting my hair, but don't even know. They don't even know I'm in the back hearing people get robbed.
Wow.
I was just thinking about that other day. It's so much shit don't happen
What
in
you
my
did?
life.
You immediately just
Nah, we stayed in the back till they got everybody out. Got everybody shit and got on. Then police got called and all that. But what I'm trying to tell you is that it's situations like that and a lot of other situations in my life that I look back at now that I'm older that I made it out only because of God.
Wow.
Right.
Somebody put a gun on you to your back and they let you go to the house thinking you about to come out back out with some money. Only God allowed you to walk away from that situation.
You know what? I don't know if you paid attention to the beginning of my show, but I try to make it a practice where I just take a moment for that gratitude to kind of seep in before I start something. And we had a moment of gratitude earlier, and he messed up my ace of spades.
Jude, he fucking up the whole shit. My bad.
So I appreciate that.
That bad energy. He calling my phone about some bullshit.
Oh, it's okay. Ace of spades. We unorthodox guys. We
Yeah,
come
we
off the
unorthodox.
club. We come up off the top. But I want to just ask you: do you have any type of maybe gratitude ritual or mantras or something you do with your team to keep the energy cleansed and pure and to keep everybody? You know, some say those who pray together stay together. Some people do yoga. Some people make sure they have Sunday dinner every once a week.
Some people drink.
Some people drink. Some people smoke blunt.
I say our ritual is our pregame.
Your pregame.
Before we go out, before we go to the studio, we all meet at one location, a central location, and we all just reflect on what we're gonna do.
Right.
What's our next move?
Right.
Before we make it.
Okay, good. So now let's talk about this Forbidden Pleasure Music Group, FPMG.
Yes, established 2014.
Because that's part of your name, actually, isn't it?
It was Breon FPMG. Like I said, until 2015, and I made the transition into light skin body because for a long time it was just a persona.
Right.
It was a AKA.
Oh.
But then it just became a whole brand.
So it's not a moniker anymore. It's an
not
actual
a moniker.
brand.
It's a whole different person.
It's a living, breathing, tangible.
It's a living, breathing being.
Wow.
Right.
That you have to acknowledge. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
like,
so help me to acknowledge it.
Okay, so boom, you born into this world, you get a biological name.
Okay.
Everybody calls you that for however long they call you that.
Right.
Then you train till you get to that next phase of your life, and then you start seeing things change, but you just can't put a name on it. So like I said, that night in Miami when I became light skinned body, that can never be recreated. That just happened naturally, organically. Everything in my life that's happening for me right now is not helped because I'm signing on label. It's not helped because I know all these
So nobody's
people.
behind you saying do this. You're
no
going
buttons been pushed in behind the walls. None of that. It's me grinding and networking
and morphing
and morphing through these situations to see, okay, this person good for me, this person good for me, this person ain't good for me. And so
that's real organic.
It's just really just living life and making right decisions.
So would you say you have a alter ego?
Light skin Bobby is my alter ego.
So Breon is the man, and the light skin Bobby is the alter ego.
Right.
And sometimes they get fused together. So
right.
Like I have to differentiate which one I am sometimes when it comes to family because it's like, okay, if I'm in a relationship or if I'm not in a relationship, I have to goddamn be able to, know, okay, I gotta give her this Breon. I can't give her a Bobby. Right.
It's like a profession. It's like an officer of the law, and then coming home and being a husband, a father.
Exactly.
You have to know,
And a lot of artists, they have those
right. Some people
TIP.
Right. It's natural.
Yeah, it's a natural thing.
I think it's just, when you growing up, you already have it in you. It's just only certain situations that make you bring it out of you.
Now, I'm gonna challenge you to something you said, right?
Okay.
Okay. So you said that let me quote you right. You said that you don't even really consider, you call you are light skinned Bobby, but you don't consider yourself light skinned. And I'm looking like you. What's that about?
You see everybody in my family, you'll know I ain't like, I'm the farthest thing from light skin, because it's this bad aura against light skinned people. Like, we just
What's the aura?
And you can get over on us, and you can talk to us any kind of way, and we goofy, when they be like light skinned shit. You know what I'm saying? And I had to break that, so I put that in my name purposely and ran with it, because it was like, okay, if you know me, you know I'm the furthest thing from light skin of what they call light skin.
Okay.
I can't. I'm light skinned to the full, to the definite.
So you're saying light skinned people have a bad image, and that people think that they can run over.
I done been around men that's darker than me, lighter than me. It's not about complexion. It's about people, personality.
Right.
That's deep.
I don't see dark skinned niggas do light skinned shit. Way more than light skinned niggas do light skinned shit.
But you know what?
But they get a pass just off their skin complexion.
That's deep. I never looked at it from that perspective.
I wanted to break the barriers of letting people know, like, just because I'm light skinned, don't get it fucked up.
So does that help you with saying that you're like the light skinned version of Bobby Brown? Because he had no filters, no fucks. Bobby, shout out Bobby Brown. He did what he wanted to do. It was his prerogative.
My prerogative.
But he was brown skinned. So you think he got away with it? He got a pass, so to speak?
I definitely think he got a pass.
Yeah. So Albie Shore couldn't have did that?
No.
Christopher Williams?
No.
Was it Christopher Williams?
So.
What about LL Cool J? LL Cool J's light skinned?
They don't acknowledge him as a light skinned brother.
What?
They don't.
So why didn't you call yourself Redbone Bobby then? Why it had to be light skinned Bobby?
Because that's a little sweet.
That's
what I was saying. You gotta understand what's going on and why people calling me while I'm on live in the radio station.
Let's talk about. Let me ask you. Let's talk about the South by Southwest Festival.
Okay.
Did you, with all that's going on this year, did they bring it this year? Is it going on?
Canceled.
It was canceled.
I was booked, though.
You was booked, right? Because you were on last year, I know.
Yeah, I killed it.
Okay, yeah, you did. And that's and for those who don't know what that is, what is South by Southwest?
Southwest is like the music festival of the world. Like, you got all these festivals. It's like one of the main ones for independent artists that's trying to get a name for themselves. You got the first person knocked in my head that made it just off their appearance and what they branding in South by Southwest is the baby.
The baby.
When he wore the diaper, like that made people want to go see what's the music. And that's why I was in my last interview. I was talking about like being an artist is so much you got to deal with. Like you got to give people your personality and let them buy into that, and then the music comes second. Because if they buy into just the music, you're not gonna be here long.
Well, that's the art of sales. My background is sales and marketing. And for me, I can go anywhere and sell ice to an igloo, water to a well. Why? Because people buy into me. Exactly. They buy into me first. They buy into my knowledge, my experience, my trust, my personality. Exactly. And I can take you anywhere and you're going to follow me and buy what the heck I'm selling because you buy into me.
Exactly.
So I totally agree with
but
you.
But he's right, though, because that's why when people go on Instagram and they got people...
I see my boy.
They got people laughing on Instagram and everything, and people like following them. Then when they come out with a song, like he said, they like your personality first.
Think about how many songs you hear in the club, you don't know what this person look like. You damn near trying to put in your mind, like, damn, I wonder if you look like this. Then when you see the video, you like, I know this ain't this sloppy motherfucker rapping about jumping off stage. And nigga, ain't no way in hell you jumping off stage, 400 pounds.
400 pounds jumping off,
That's just an example, but this is what happens when you don't brand yourself away from the music.
Or authentically.
One of the things I like sharing this book, but one of the things that 50 Cent said in his book is he was like, he told
50 Cent, we need some royalties, 50 Cent. We need
do. He told
shout outs for 50 today. I think that's why I get kicked off my live. You name drop this man one more time, I'm goddamn be off live.
I'm sorry, but it's just
he got a copywritten in 50 Cent clause. You say this man name more than 5 times.
Okay, we're not saying it no more. Listen, I ain't nobody got but a couple hundred followers. I'm just trying to get started. And thank you for blessing me for coming on in my show.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I know I respect your hustle, I respect your grind. And I know that a lot of people can't get you, and you showed up. You was on time, and I appreciate that. Thank you for blessing Spadez Radio, IBNX Radio Network. We'll be back.
I would have been 30 minutes earlier if my
I know you like to be on time.
My driver wasn't complaining.
We'll be back, guys. Stay tuned. Spadez Radio. We'll be right back.
I had on mask, so that's why I was a little late.
Jungle Boy.
your party. That bitch getting naughty. That hat's too retarded. That hat's too retarded. Too retarded. I'm in the crowd surfing. Bitches know I'm worth it. They know I'm getting money. I'm smoking blunts and ganja. I'm smoking blunts and ganja. I'm smoking blunts and ganja. Pull up in the car. Bitch, me. What you wanna do? She ain't getting loose. Shawty touch your toes. I just up some rolls. She just hit the flow. I just up some rolls. Fresh up there in the polar, got them bitches coming over. Fresh up out the shower, step up in my Gucci loafers. Fresh up out the shower, step up in my Gucci loafers. Shawty bad as fuck, thinking about bending her over. I pull up in your party. That bitch getting naughty. That hat's too retarded. That hat's too retarded. Too retarded. I'm in the crowd surfing. These bitches know I'm worth it. They know I'm getting money. I'm smoking blunts and ganja. I'm smoking blunts and ganja. I'm smoking blunts and ganja.
I said I'm geek and I'm fired up. All I want tonight is just get higher. Girl, you look so good, it's to die for. Ooh, that good, it's to die for.
It's a secret society. All we ask is try. All we got is love. Loyalty, loyalty, loyalty. Loyalty, loyalty, loyalty.
Kung Fu Kenny now. My resume is real enough for 2 millenniums. A better way to make a way, start defending them. I meditate and moderate all of my wins again. I'm hanging on the fence again. I'm always on your mind. I put my lyric and my lifeline on the line. And ain't no limit when I might shine, might grind. You rolling with it at the right time, right now. Only for the dollar sign.
Bad girl, leave it now. Swerve, 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 leave it now. On your pulse, I can see the M. Gas in the like it's premium. Hard in the y'all in the fast lane. Been a bad bitch before and the cash came. I'm established. 100 carats on my name. Run the atlas. I'm a natural. I'm a ray.
I'm a savage, I'm a soul, I'm a king. Shimmy out, rock. You can tell your he can meet me outside. You can babysit him when I leave him outside. Ain't no other love like the one I know. I done been down so long, lost so. I done came down so hard, I slow. Honesty forever, holla rep.
I said I'm geek and I'm fired up. All I want tonight is just get higher.
Loyalty, loyalty, loyalty. Loyalty, loyalty, loyalty. 10-4, no switching sides. Feel something wrong. You acting shifty, you don't vibe with me no more. I need loyalty, loyalty, loyalty. Loyalty, loyalty, loyalty. Tell me who you're loyal to. Is it money, is it fame, is it weed, is it drink? Is it coming down with the loud pipes in the rain? Big chillin' only for the power in your name. Tell me who you're loyal to. Is it love for the streets when the lights get dark? Is it unconditional when the Rari don't start? Tell me when your loyalty is coming from the heart.
Tell me who you're loyal to. Do it start with your woman or your man? Do it end with your family and friends? Or your loyalty itself in defense? I said, tell me who you're loyal to. Is it anybody that you would lie for? Anybody you would slide for? Anybody you would die for?
That's what
I said I'm geek and I'm fired up. All I want tonight is just get higher.
Loyalty, loyalty, loyalty. Loyalty, loyalty, loyalty. 10-4, no switching sides. Feel something wrong. You acting shifty, you don't vibe with me no more. I need
keep trying to break my Ace of Spades, guys. You know, this. You know, the Ace of Spades is the highest deck. The highest card of the deck.
Thing you rub when you
Yes.
Right.
Listen, you gotta love the ace. Rub the ace. It's the highest deck in the card. Yes, and it's also the most spiritual card. So you know I'm a spiritual person, and you talked about being spiritual.
Right.
So don't knock the Ace of Spades over anymore.
We can welcome you to a game of spades, though.
Yeah, hey, that's what we're doing after the show.
We can challenge
After
you.
the
I
show.
play spades for real.
Me
Yo.
and him against whoever.
Yo,
Well,
let's
okay,
slow it down.
we'll do
Stay
that.
tuned. Listen, you know what? And I just like your vibe, yo. You're just a good all-around type
Absolutely.
dude.
Absolutely.
Don't
Down
look
to
at me
earth.
like that through them glasses. I see those eyes.
Down to earth.
All right, so what's going on with this? Last couple years ago, you had the Undercover Freak Challenge, right? Because of your Undercover Freak hit,
Right.
with the producers in the building.
Right.
One TD.
One
Right,
TD.
right.
We're gonna get to him in just a moment. So tell me about your new challenge. You got the Costa Rica challenge
Yeah.
and the ice challenge.
See, we were trying to figure out a way to break through this corona and goddamn this pandemic without making it seem like we just sitting at home not doing it. So I came up with the Costa Rica challenge, and I just basically the concept was to have all these different women from all over the world dance to the song, best, and then have the fans pick who gets to come to Costa Rica.
Oh, the fans get to pick.
Yeah, fans pick, and then also the fans pick the top 3. So I never officially have picked the one that's going to Costa Rica with us because I wanted to wait till the world open up a little bit, and so it could be more realistic. Fly her out to Atlanta, then we go to Costa Rica.
So is this something you started already?
Yeah, like I said, we have a top 3 already. We got
Okay.
top 3, and now out of this top 3, I'm gonna put their names in a hat. Whoever I pull out gets to come.
God, I guess I can't enter it. Okay, so what about the ice challenge?
Now the ice challenge,
That's
you
fresh.
gotta be creative.
She waiting
first.
on that.
You gotta come with your video and make me just say I gotta pick this one.
Uh-oh.
Right.
You hear this, ladies?
Because
Is it
you're gonna be wearing $10,000 on your neck, courtesy of me,
iced out?
my first light skin bobby chain,
Hold
which
on.
is in the safe right
Wow.
now in the jury
So this
box.
is not the original chain.
This is not the original.
Okay, the original
This
chain.
is
That is the
a
revamp.
times 2.
Times 2.
Okay.
This is a dub, like I said.
Okay.
Original light skin bobby was between 8 and 10K.
And
So,
it has your DNA on it.
my DNA.
The
is
ladies
on
gonna have to come with it.
You hear this, ladies?
But I
Step
will
the
get it
game
clean.
up.
I will get it clean.
Some of them ain't want that
Polished.
DNA.
You know, I'll put it on my neck before I get it to you. No problem. I'll wear it one more last
You have to-
time.
you have to put on
You want
gloves.
that
It's-
fresh DNA?
Look,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
Corona
right,
time.
right.
You have to wear gloves, Bobby.
I'll wear gloves and put it freshly on my neck, take it off, and give it to them.
You know, ladies do crazy things for these R&B singers. You know,
I know it.
they dig
They
the
know
trash
it.
and dumpster dive and break in your house.
Yes.
Have you had any
Stalk
crazy
you.
situations like
Man,
that?
so many crazy stories. It's not. I don't think we got enough time.
All right, well, that'll be
Right.
the next show. You gonna come back and see us again?
Of course.
Introduce your producer, y'all. Let's introduce this producer who did the Undercover Freak.
Hey man, he done did a lot of light skin
Yeah.
Bobby hits, but our number one, and it will always go into the archives. Always gonna be like Faded say. What he say? When you go to a show, what they call it when you got so many songs? The catalog.
The catalog.
Oh,
yeah,
that's
catalog,
that kicked
yeah.
off the
That
light skin
kicked off-
Bobby
Okay.
catalog.
Right.
It was a
Undercover Freak.
it was a new sound when we first did the song or whatever. So it's like we just building on that sound, creating a whole new vibe, a whole
Yes.
new image, everything. new.
Yes. It's
Wow.
definitely good vibes,
We
good
work-
vibe music.
We might do an Undercover Freak part 2. We was talking
Just
about it the other
recorded
day.
it.
I think
We
you should
just
do an
recorded
Undercover
it.
Freak
Yeah.
Part 2 challenge.
We just
did.
recorded it. We just recorded it. See, but that's gonna, like I said, that's gonna. We got Light Skin Bobby 2 coming out next year, and we got Dream Team, the Worldwide Part 2,
Right.
Dream Team Edition coming out
Right.
at the top of the year, which is gonna come out with a full-fledged calendar for beautiful women from all over the world in the calendar.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So
You
you, get a
just-
calendar, and you get the album, which will be hosted by DJ Cutthroat,
Mm-hmm.
DJ Hollywood,
Okay.
and we bringing bigger ranking on.
Wow.
How y'all create the music? Do you just sit down and write a bunch of music, or you go get in the studio and y'all come together and
We just go in there
Go to
blank
the
with
yo.
with free mind,
Yeah,
new
we don't
beats,
even
new
listen to
vibes.
Like he'll make the beats
That's amazing.
sometime in the yo and
In
then
the studio.
upload, and I'll go in and make a hit.
What equipment are you using?
I use FL Studio. Just I just got some sauce with it. That's
So what's
Right.
the inspiration for your sound? Because when like you said, Undercover Freak, it has a nice vibe, a different,
Yeah.
energy to it. What was your inspiration for that?
I feel like when I make beats, my vibe I basically absorb the vibe when I make the beat. If it's lit around me, I'm gonna make a crazy beat.
Right.
It's just every beat is like a captured moment of a lit event or something.
You might need to make a beat for me, because right now I'm rocking off.
we got that. We rock.
We ain't gonna say, but I need you to absorb my energy and my vibe.
No, I'm gonna make a crazy beat later. I'm gonna make some.
We're gonna turn the lights out and like.
He writes for women as well.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Nice. We're gonna talk. We're gonna talk. Okay. Also, I want to give a shout out, yo. Keyshawn the Dawn.
Okay.
Keyshawn the Dawn is the CEO of IBNX Radio Network.
Okay.
Super litty. Shout out to
Shout out
Trish. Shout out to the owner, Trish. You know, and
Shout
thank
out
you for
to all
supporting us. This is a black-owned online radio
Independent.
station, independent here in Atlanta. So this is big things popping, guys, and we appreciate you supporting us.
Appreciate y'all.
You know, stay tuned, guys. We about to dance it out to light skinned Bobby's
Costa Rica, whatever.
no, he said he wanted.
No, she said she wanted a dance song, so I told her.
Future High Tech.
Oh.
Shout out Future. So we're gonna dance it out to Future High Tech song.
They don't play Costa Rica.
We done played everything.
Ice, Lil Baby.
Yeah,
I'm a little late. I'm sorry.
but you guys follow us, Ace of Spades Radio on IBNX Radio Network. That's Ace of Spades with a Z at the end. We're also on Facebook, Ace of Spades.
Exactly.
Follow Gypsy on Air. That's JYPSI on Air. No, it's not. Oh, Lord. Follow Radio Gypsy, Radio JYPSI
Yes,
on Instagram,
on Instagram.
and Radio Ty Spades on Instagram. We're also on YouTube, guy, Ace of Spades Radio. Stay tuned. Controversial Chris with the drip. Shout out, we miss you. And guys,
Absolutely, Chris.
listen, we just doing big things. We're trying to grow, and thank you. I know we're small and we're little, but we get in there. We're humble. We hungry. For
Exactly.
bookings, guys, send an email to Ace of Spades talkradio@gmail.com. Who wants to be our next guest and co-host? Hey, get on the line with us. Thank you
And
so
submit
much.
your theme song so we can rock out and dance on that at the end of the show.
Absolutely. Let's get it popping. IBNX Radio Network, Atlanta's NX100.
ATL Jacob. Yeah, yeah. High tech tech. Yeah, yeah. Big old jet. Yeah, yeah. Big tech. Yeah, yeah. Big. Yeah, yeah. Big look. Yeah, yeah. I'm getting my money. Yeah, yeah. I'm getting this rich. Yeah, yeah. Straight out the crib. Yep. I'm straight out the trench. Yep. I'm straight out the trench. Yep. I'm straight out the trench. Yep. The tits of the trench. Woo. They drag on the floor. I started a pro, but not no more. How about they go, 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 go? I'm on go mode. We driving every single car you want, 10 in the dope. She like to ride when I go jug. I got a dope. Make me sing to you. KC JoJo. Every day, every night, go to the moon. All my geeked up in the room. Paradise, shoot my 1 and 2. Astronaut taking off, I got the proof. Yeah, perky medics. Yeah, yeah, head from Becky. Yeah, yeah, go Baguettes. Yeah, yeah, go prison. Yeah, yeah. I be down in Houston like a ring. I'm a rocket. Drink the drink and pop the cover beans. Now I'm cocky. Came through the game and took that like I was robbing. Chain rings, ever rings. Please proceed with caution. Court side, I'm sitting at the game with a Glock in my pocket. All my bang,
Ace of Spades Radio, IBNX Radio Network, Atlanta's NX100. Thank you so much, Light Skin Bobby. Guys, go follow Light Skin Bobby on Instagram.
Shoot.
Stay tuned for the Costa Rica Challenge, the Ice Challenge. You know, follow us again on Ace of Spades Radio, IG, YouTube, Radio Thai Spades, Radio Gypsy. You guys also, please understand that this is an unorthodox show. You know, we come off this straight off the top. So if you're ready, get ready. Come be our co-host. Shout us out, like us, follow us, comment. You know, help us just grow. We're trying to get there, guys. We're starting off humble, but we're hungry and we're going to get there. Also, coming up in October, I will be featuring Casanova Kincaid. He's coming in talking about disturbed innocence. Shout out Mimi's Closet and Boutique again for this wonderful outfit that she gifted me with. You got any shout outs, brother?
Shout out to my sister. Shout out to my mom.
That's right. Shout out to Mom and Dad, yo. Without them, we wouldn't be here.
Shout out to my wife.
Well, I don't have that, but thank you so much for listening to us. Or
you see what Light Skin Bobby said, families.
But you know, we're going to bring Bobby back because we're going to answer some other questions we had.
We're going to bring Bobby back with the whole dream team.
The whole dream team.
Beats, TD, D Fresh, Ralph made it. You know what I'm saying? All right, we're going to bring the whole team, Faded Moolah.
Hey, you
whole
guys.
team. When we come back, we're going to talk dream team.
We're going to take over. They're going to take over Ace of Spades Radio.
A lot of funny
Also,
stuff
stay
on.
tuned. We got the Amala takeover, guys. Ask about Amala on IG. She's taking over next week, guys. She's going to be hot. She lit.
Okay,
Thank
so
you.
Taking over, huh?
She's taking over. Stay tuned. Keep it popping. Keep watching. Don't keep watching. We still popping. Ace of Spades Radio. Gypsy LaFleur. Nevertheless, always the more. Stay tuned.
Yo.
That's hard.